What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner. Today we are going to be talking about a slightly different subject but still gun related. But before we get into that, we got to say happy birthday to Harley here. She just turned 8 on Saturday and she is the goodest girl. I took her out to dinner and she got a burger and she was loving it. But yeah, back on topic. So today it is actually story time. We had a very cool gun come through the store today. I work at Arizona Firearms here in Arizona, and sometimes you just see really cool pieces of history, and today was one of those days. I got some pictures and videos that I'm going to show you, but I don't have the gun with me. It is not mine, but the story behind it was very cool. So I'm going to overlay the video right here. What you're looking at is a Remington black powder revolver from the early 1800s. So this is, from what I can tell, maybe a model 1858 percussion revolver. It's probably 44 caliber. You'll see here that the gun is actually still loaded, but as you can tell, it is completely corroded and rusted. And yeah, it's not in any firing shape, but the story behind this is a gentleman that does wildlife photography found this out in the Arizona desert back in 2014. He brought it in today just to kind of get some information about it. And it has the faintest marking of a New York stamp on top of the barrel. And from what we can tell, it is a Remington that's probably a model 1858. So I am not an expert on black powder at all. I don't know anything about old black powder guns that I can really be knowledgeable on. So I'd like to learn at some point, but I would say guns made after the 1900s up till now are more my specialty. So yeah, this was a very cool piece of history, and he found it in the Arizona desert doing wildlife photography. So I think that's really cool. It's got that cool story behind it. He said he found it up on the side of a hill. So it was kind of protected over the years, but you figure this thing's probably been on the side of that hill for over 100 years if I had to guess. I mean, if it was made in the 1850s or 1860s, I mean, that's a Civil War era gun. So honestly, who knows how long it's been there. But you can tell the barrel, the cylinder, everything is completely rusted over. The trigger guard's actually in decent shape because it's made out of brass, but everything else is steel. I think it's crazy that it's still got the rounds in there with the percussion caps on it. So whoever owned it, it looks like they never got a shot off, and who knows if, you know, they were killed of natural or unnatural causes, or if, you know, they just dropped it out there and lost it. But yeah, I think it's very cool to see this. And again, it was made by Remington. It's got the faintest stamp of New York. I got a little bit of video that I'm showing you right here, but you may not even be able to see clearly, but we can just vaguely see New York spelled out on there. And yeah, it's still loaded. The wood grips are gone because it's going to be the most vulnerable to the elements. But aside from that, I mean, I think it's very cool that this was found in the desert. Have any of you guys ever been out in the wilderness and found some hidden treasure? I haven't, unfortunately, but I actually go out pretty often looking for snakes. I'm big into reptiles, so I keep rattlesnakes as pets, and I like doing like more basic photography. It's mainly just with my phone or a basic camera, but I like looking for snakes, and it's kind of one of my hobbies, but I don't go like into deep wilderness, but that sounds like a lot of fun. I thought it was a really cool story that this guy told us today. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that revolver. On a side note, I do have this. So this is actually mine. Not as cool of a story, but it's probably got a lot of story behind it. Unfortunately, I can't tell it to you. But this is a black powder rifle or musket. It was made in 1838. So it's got a stamp that says 1838 US right here and up here. This is not in usable shape. It's missing a lot of parts. It's got a cracked stock. I'll give you guys a close-up, but yeah, this is something that I got fairly inexpensive. It's just a wall hanger. But I thought it was really cool that this was stamped 1838. I mean, this gun is getting close to 200 years old. I mean, that's pre-Civil War. It could have been used in the Indian or Mexican Wars. Again, I don't know that far back. I know, again, most of the 1900s up to now, but black powder guns are 100% not my specialty, but I like the idea of them. A couple of years ago, I actually got to go to the Museum of American Revolution in Philadelphia, and I felt a little out of place because it's full of guns, but I don't know anything about them. And I work in a gun store. I've been there for like 10 years. We get black powder guns here and there, but I am, again, but I just don't know enough about it. I kind of need to get some books on the old guns of various wars, and I'd like to get some modern stuff. I really want to expand my knowledge on guns because I think it's very cool to know this history and know what weapons were used. But yeah, check out all these guns I got to look at that museum. Again, I don't know anything about them, but I was trying to read as much as I can while I was there, but it's kind of like information overload. So I go to a modern museum of like modern firearms, that'd be fine, but yeah, I felt out of place as far as my knowledge of those guns. But it was still extremely cool to see the history of all those. And honestly, a lot of them were in rough shape because they were just battlefield pickups from the US soil or various other conflicts. So I figured you guys would enjoy that. Give you guys a quick close-up of my black powder rifle right here. It looks more like a shotgun based off the muzzle, but it should be a rifle. So it's stamped L. Pomeroy, US 1838, and then it also says 1838 right there. But this one's pretty cool. If you guys have any information on this for me, let me know. But again, it's probably not worth much because it's in rough shape, but it still looks cool to me. Yeah, I got this one, and it's pretty cool. It's stamped Pomeroy on the side, and it's got quite a big muzzle, so I don't know the exact caliber of it, but pretty cool. And yeah, this is the only black powder gun I have, but obviously not in functioning shape. So yeah, this doesn't, I mean, it's still got a good amount of spring tension, so I can cock this back, but there's nothing there, so it won't stay locked back and nothing to set it off. But yeah, this is my cool black powder gun. But yeah, I just thought it was a really cool story and cool revolver that guy brought in today. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you guys have ever found any cool treasures like that. I think that'd be really cool to see one day. I know here in Arizona, people find like bullets here and there from the old Wild West. Yeah, I've never found anything like that, but I think it'd be really cool one of these days to find a piece of history. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for my next video.